This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 13, and verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord Yahweh cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it. The book of Isaiah, chapter 13, and verse 9. Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Double honors to our venerable apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And peace and blessings to the Lord's elect, the house of David. All right, so Brother Aharon coming back at you with another lesson. Lord willing to be edifying and uplifting unto the elect. All right, and I have this article that I want to go into. I actually mentioned it, all right, I believe in my previous video. Okay, and it's all going into the end time prophecies and the vibration of what's going to be falling America, Babylon, the great very soon. Okay, you've seen all these news articles and so on and so forth regarding, all right, NATO, okay, the Ukraine, all right, certain countries that are joining the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, all right, which is pretty much pushing the envelope, all right, of the tolerance level that Russia has right now. All right, and Russia and its affiliates. Okay, you have the Iranians, okay, China, you know, and so on and so forth. These countries, all right, have a strong disdain for America. Okay, based on not just what's been happening over the past couple of years, but going back in history. All right, America has, all right, a track record of just completely violating people's rights, man. You know, human rights, that is. You know, every country in this world, for the most part, they don't have anything good to say about this land. Okay, and it's mostly not the American people per se. They have a separate judgment coming for them. But it's the leaders. Why? Because America is Rome 2.0, Rome all over again, the fourth beast. Okay, written off in the book of Daniel. Okay. Now, ultimately, all right, just like Rome went down, all right, the Roman American Empire, okay, will go down as well. Okay, and we're starting to see it going down. All right, everything that you're seeing now, remember, it's little things like this that boils over and become big things. Okay, what's that saying? It says, what, little drops of water make a mighty ocean? All right, so the little drops, which is what you're seeing. Every day is something new, whether it's food processing plants that are getting burned down, which is going to affect food. Okay, whether it's these train derailments, all right, that's causing these chemicals to be released into the atmosphere, all right, into the water, into the soil, all right, people are getting affected by it. Again, these are going to have major side effects. Okay. Not to mention what is actually going to be happening to all these people who took the, you know what? All right, we are around that time, man. And of course, besides the normalization of the SADS, sudden adult, you know, suddenly, you know, besides that, you know, we're going to be looking forward to all these different mutations and all these different pestilences. All right, end time prophecies once again. Okay, so there's a lot to look forward to, like I said, and like we've been saying through the scriptures, all right, that America is looking at her last days. Okay, and it's ultimately going to culminate, all right, with the destruction, which is going to be by thermonuclear fire. That is why you're starting to hear the wars and rumors of wars, all right, World War III and so on and so forth. We are in those times, all right, and you're only going to get this information from the prophets of the Lord. All right, no churches are telling people the truth about what's going on. Okay, mainstream media is not telling people about what's actually going on. So you're only going to get this kind of information from here. All right. It says nuclear attack, 15 worst places you can be, include this Illinois city. If you live in the Quad Cities, that means you technically live in 2 states that are home to high-ranking nuclear targets. Iowa and Illinois are on this list. I know this isn't a super fun topic, but it's interesting to see what the top 15 targeted states are. Okay, and again, you're starting to see in the headlines and even small little articles like this, they're focusing on two things, really. They're focusing on this new form of technology, which is leading to a digital form of currency, okay, which we know, all right, according to biblical prophecy, that will be the fulfillment of that MOTB prophecy, because that new form of payment is only going to require that you need to get on board with the new form of payment, which is going to result in the radio frequency identification, you know what, okay? So we know that that's coming. But again, articles, current events and so on and so forth is leading to that. AI and how it's developing and what it's doing with the markets and how people should start, looking into it and so on and so forth. It's a whole thing. And then the next one is what? Nuclear fire, World War III, and all these different things. So the Lord is putting, the energy, the atmosphere out there and showing the world the signs. Okay, like it tells you in the book of 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter. Okay, when thou shalt see, all right, these signs come to pass, all right, then shall you very well know that it is the same time that the highest shall begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, so we are seeing those signs and we understand what these signs are leading to, and that's why we're given the warning pertaining to Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, the 17th verse. Okay, the Lord told Ezekiel, all right, and just the same message he gave Ezekiel is what he sent his prophets. Okay, that we have to come out here, prophesy in these last days to give warning of what's coming. Whether you believe the Bible or not, this is what's coming to the earth. Just like how nobody believed no so-called conspiracy theory, all right, but everything we said was going to happen has happened and is continuing to happen. So you not believing what we're saying pertaining to Romans 3:3 does not stop what we're saying from coming to pass. That's what people need to understand. It doesn't stop it. You just need to embrace it, embrace yourself for it. All right. So it says the threat of nukes has been on the back of many Americans' minds since the Cold War. Many of us have spent our entire life at least a little worried about it. Well, if you live in America, you should be worried about it. Okay, because this is the most wicked land, all right, on the planet Earth. Okay, followed by the land of Israel over there. Okay, we all know why. It says this threat on people's minds 24/7. Wall Street ranked different areas to determine the worst place to be during a nuclear attack on the United States. See, so it's a possibility. And that goes for all of you who think, oh, well, America is so strong and so powerful. Man, look, if they shoot missiles over here, our defense system will shoot that shit down, man. We're good. We have nothing to worry about. Man. It says, both Iowa and Illinois were found on this list. Many most likely could predict Illinois being on this list, but Iowa was a shock. Why is it a shock? Like I said, if you're on any part of American soil, you shouldn't be shocked. You will get cooked. Okay? It says Iowa's ranking. Coming in at number 9 is Omaha and Council Bluffs, New Northeast, and what the hell? Whatever. So just it's not just Iowa, Slovakia. It's not just Iowa, but this spot gets Iowa and Nebraska on this list. Why is this location blah, blah, blah? Okay, so we know that Iowa is on the list. Let's see. The measures in the index include population density. Okay, we're not interested in that. Okay, Illinois ranking. In the 4th spot is Chicago, Illinois. It's not only, it's funny, it's crazy how these cities are major cities that has major profits. Okay? I mean, hey, it's all spiritual, man. Okay? Chicago, Illinois says it's not only on the list as a whole. The spot describes Chicago, Naperville, and Elgin. It says making the Chicago area of Illinois a high-ranking target. Quote, with 4 nuclear power plants within 50 miles of the city, the nearest not 20 miles away, Chicago is another possible civilian target. If these power plants are hit in addition to the city in a nuclear attack, it could exacerbate conditions in Chicago. Any attack on O'Hare International Airport, the world's fourth largest, would severely cripple travel in North America. Damn. Right? Damn. So that means, hey, that's an airport to watch out for. Okay? In the future, knowing what is at hand, that's something to watch out for. I mean, it will cripple travel in North America. Come on. Okay? It says, in the grand view of things, Elgin would be another speculated area according to 24/7 Wall Street. It says Naperville is a western suburb of Chicago, Illinois. These two are mentioned again because the main target is Chicago, but the other two are so close that they too could be targets. Now, it's interesting too because remember, I believe it was last year or the year before that, Biden had pretty much signed a decree that they can't be digging for oil on American soil no more, pretty much, right? They're talking about fracking and all that, whatever. And it's interesting because then that means that America has a lot of oil, and with missiles like the thermonuclear missiles hitting this place, it makes sense why we're gonna be seeing a lake of fire. Okay, all that ignition, all that fire, all that combustion. Okay, all those explosions, all that noise, that power, so much so that the earth will shake. All right, there's a prophecy, man. Okay, let's see if we can get that real quick. Let's see. Jeez. Let's see. This is a book of Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 20. It says, "The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage, and the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again." Okay? And that's not talking about, oh, the whole entire earth is going to be destroyed. No. It's talking about the effects of what, the side effects of what the Lord will do to America, all right, will be felt around the whole entire world. Okay? The whole entire planet will shake. Just like how you had the flood, and every civilization, because they all came from Noah, they all have the same story or a similar story of some type of flood that happened in human history. Okay, you go into all these different cultures, they've kept those traditions on and on from all those years, all the way back to the book of Genesis. Okay, and the Lord said that he's going to make another statement, all right, that those days are going to be like, oh yeah, that happened in the first world. But man, did you see what happened in the second world? The second ending? Man, did you see that? Right? So let's go back. So again, going back to that point that America is going to be completely in fire and flames. Okay? And there's enough oil, all right, on this land to really fuel that fire. Okay? It's a beautiful thing. All right? It says, while Chicago isn't in the top 3, it is still high up there. The third and second post or spots are very similar to Chicago. The top 3 locations on the list were as follows. Number 3, San Francisco, Oakland, Berkeley, California. With a high population, an iconic name, and a rough evacuation rate, this spot is number 3. You hear that? So the Most High will have a nice day, all right, targeting places like this. And you see, when we say these things, you got people who get all worked up about it. Oh, you guys are saying that God is going to kill. Go read the Old Testament. That's the God we're talking about. Whether you think, oh, the Bible should be PC or whatever, let me tell you something right now. The reality will shake you to the core, to the point where you wish you could hear the words that we're speaking to you right now. People need to wake up. The Most High is not playing. Number 2, it says New York, Newark, New Jersey. NYNJPA, okay? It says, again, high population, an iconic name, and a rough evacuation rate. They do have their emergency preparedness, which is New York's plan now types of terrorist attacks, including nuclear preparedness, PSA. What's that going to do for anyone here? When the missiles are coming, you think you want to hear, what is the PSA really going to do for you? Number 1, it says Washington, Arlington, Alexandria. Wow. Modern day Egypt, right? Spiritual Sodom and Egypt. It says we all most likely expected this one to be on the list. The number 1 target is multiple spots in the area. The nation's capital has more than one highly valued target, not the least of which is the Pentagon, the headquarters of the U.S. Department of Defense, which was already a target in the so-called terrorist attacks on 9/11. Okay, so the number 1 place, all right, which will be most likely targeted is, Washington, D.C. All right, the capital. All right, the capital, District of Columbia, the capital of this land, Babylon the Great. Okay, and that's where they have their military defense programs and all that, which will fail miserably. So if I were you, I wouldn't even put my faith and trust in anything this government has to offer, including the MOTB. You know why? Look at your president. Do you still think this country is going in the right direction? And the scriptures tell you, all right, the people are as their leader is. Okay, roughly paraphrasing. So whatever energy, whatever spirit that your leader has, that's where your people gravitate towards to. Okay, that's how your people will start to behave or think. Okay, and ultimately become. All right, and it's been a quick transition. The past 2 years with so-called Biden, whoever that is, okay. The past 2 years, man, you've seen a transition faster than most people will even believe. That's why they don't even think something is happening. No, it's happening, but it's happening super fast. Like how when you look at a fan, right? The fan is, when it's on, you can't see the blades. When you turn it off, you'd be like, oh shit, it looks like it was just something that was just spinning. But now I see what is actually spinning. See? And a lot of people are about to enter into that harsh reality where you're not going to be able to, comprehend the drastic pain that you're going to be in, and it's going to happen suddenly for a lot of people, and this culture is going to be major. It's going to be affected by, hey, you got this whole, Biden is about to ban TikTok and all that shit. Man, whew. This is a book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 and verse 1. It says, but of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. Yes, because we have what? The wisdom and knowledge. Isaiah 33 and 6. Okay, the wisdom and knowledge, all right, of these scriptures, these prophecies, these understanding these times that we're in is what's keeping us stable. Because we know what time we're in, we know what's going on, and we know what's to come. We get that. We understand that, right? Perfectly. Okay? So we're prepared. All right? Verse 3 says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And a lot of people right now, you see the whole world, since last year where they started saying, oh, you can go back to normal, things are opening back up. People are in that spirit of peace and safety. It doesn't take, a short time for people to start getting back to normal and getting comfortable again. It takes time. Okay? And every hunter is very aware of how you have to catch your prey. You have to creep up on them slowly, right? But quickly, because you're moving slowly, but you're covering ground, right? And then you're lulling them to sleep. They have no clue what the hell is actually going on. And next thing you know, you just pounce on them, and there you go. You got them. So even if there's going to be any type of resistance, you've done enough where that resistance will be quelled quick. And then you can instill that order and set up a new standard. That's what they're trying to do. Okay? And it's written that the Lord said he's going to let that happen. And guess what? Those robot dogs are going to be heavily involved. Okay? In the travailing times that we're entering into. All right? Because it's all about the world of AI. Law enforcement will be through AI. And get ready. Get ready. Okay? But I'm going to leave it off there, Lord willing, you've been edified. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash, the water Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And until next time, Shalom.